Hello, Merry Meet. I'm sorry for making yet another video today, but I had the time and I have been promising to do this for so long, I thought I might as well get it done. Besides, I want to put these things away instead of them being stacked around my house. Let me adjust my camera. There we go. So this is going to be my basically goodies on this call, various forms of computer games or video games, and DVDs and such. So yeah, let's start with TV series. I have Primvale. Is that Primeval? How is it to be pronounced? Anyway, New World, the complete series. This is basically I think it might be Canadian. I'm not actually not sure if it's Canadian or American remake of an English science fiction series. And it didn't sell very well, so it only got one season. And yeah, it's basically somebody who discovers drifts in time and there's dinosaurs and such. I think the English series is a lot of fun, so I decided why not check out this one. And then I have Falling Skies, the complete second season. And all of these are on DVD. I don't buy a lot of TV series on Blu-ray because basically in Norway they're very expensive. And I mean, I have a zone-free DVD or a region-free DVD player. I don't have a region-free Blu-ray player, or I do on one of my computers, but then I get a little computer screen instead of showing it on my flat screen. So yeah, um, therefore I generally buy movies and such in the stores around here because they are not that expensive, and get them on Blu-ray. While I get TV series, I buy online from American sellers and I just get them as regular DVDs. Because yes, there's a lot better quality on Blu-ray, but it's not worth paying that much more to get it on Blu-ray. So yeah, that was Falling Skies season 2. And I have Under the Dome. I'm not really sure if this is the first season or the complete series. The first season at least. Ah yes, I don't really know a lot about this series. I didn't really follow it, but it sounded like a cool premise, so yeah. I also like this box. This little doom shaped thing here. I like details like that. And I have some Doctor Who. Like I said, I'm trying to collect the original Doctor Who series, so I buy a box a month. So I have Doctor Who Time Meddler and Doctor Who The Ark. So I am almost done with season 2 now. So there's a lot to go. And then I have Beetleborgs, Big Bad Beetleborgs season 2, volume 1. I don't think volume 2 of season 2 is out yet. Or I hope, basically, I haven't seen it out, so I hope they will actually put it out. Because I hate it when you have a season is so and so part 1 and then the part 2 never arrives. I just hate that. That's just a big fuck you to the customer that has spent money on part 1. But anyway, yeah. And then I have some movies on Blu-ray. Basically, a lot of these comes from. I'm part of this. Basically, you get questionnaires about all sorts of products and such, and you collect points, and then you can get rewards from that. So a lot of these comes from rewards from that because I saved up a lot of points, got gift cards, and just went crazy with Blu-rays. So I have Vikingdom, which is basically Vikings and monsters. I have Peter Jackson and Sea of Monsters. So that's the Norwegian title. Monsterhavet, which is basically a Sea of Monsters. For once, the Norwegian title matches, because that's what it is. Yeah, Sea of Monsters. Yeah. Usually they have the most insane titles when they translate it to Norwegian. Then I have Thor: The Dark World. This wasn't one of those. It was a gift from my hubby, because he's amazing that way. He knows that, no, don't get me roses, because, well, I do like roses. I mean, how long can I enjoy roses? They sit there in a bowl, then they die at a week tops. So if you're gonna get me flowers, at least get me a potted one that lasts a bit longer. But I mean, he understands me. Get me science fiction movies, much more likely to get you in my pants. I like science fiction things. Then I have System Meltdown, which is basically an evil AI that goes haywire thing. Love those. And I have Goten Ragnarok, or that translates into the mystery Ragnarok. It's basically some people who looks for a Viking treasure and they comes across monsters. And here I'm spraying the movies around. There. And I have Nothing Left to Fear. I just watched this, and first of all, I hate those words. The most horrendous evil is still alive. Yeah. Now, this movie has gotten so much bad press. I'm not sure. I don't think it's horrible. Basically, what a lot of people have a problem with is that it has a very, very slow build-up. And I think that the premise for the movie is very interesting, but I think that it left... There's so many things that needed to be explained for the movie to be worth it. So I won't say it's an amazing movie, but it's not a horrible movie either. So basically, my recommendation with this is, if it's on Netflix or any of those, give it a watch. If you have to pay specifically for it, well, if you can find it in the bargain bin. Then I have The Devil's Pass. Paranorman. And Flames. Now, me and my hubby watched this and we really enjoyed it. Fly, it says it's just translated into Norwegian. It's Flames. And, I mean, I think that Cars, and especially Cars 2, I really, really liked the Cars 2. I think those were better, but I think this has some charm. And, I mean, a lot of kids' movies, they base themselves on just screaming and being so enormously hilarious all the time, and that annoys the fuck out of me. But I mean, this one has an okay story. I mean, it's a classical underdog story. It's cute. And then I have the two TV series on Blu-ray I got, and it is the first season of Dracula. I'm so looking forward to sitting down with my hubby and watching this, because we are both crazy about vampires. And I mean, Dracula is one of my favorite books. So, I can't talk today. Seeing it made into a TV series sounds very, very interesting. I mean, there's some really good movie adaptations of the book out there. My favorite one is the Coppola version from 1992. But there's a lot of good adaptations. But I think that making it into a TV series, that's very interesting. So I heard so many good things about it, so I just can't wait. And then I have Game of Thrones, the complete third season. This was my Valentine's gift that I got from my hubby. And I really like this slip cover here. Basically, you take it off and it has this book-like feel to it. It feels like leather and such. And it has this dragon imprint that you can barely see there on the slip cover. And you just slide that on. And then you have a dragon shadow on it. That's neat. Okie dokies, and then I have some cartoons. I have Hero Factory Savage Planet. I think this is volume 2. I have volume 1 and I think it's pretty fun. I prefer Bionicle, but I think Hero Factory is fun. And then I have this one. Star Wars The Yoda Chronicles Episode 1, 2, 3. I've heard that they're going to make more episodes in this. And it's basically a web series that's now out on DVD and it's hilarious. It's basically Lego figures in the Star Wars universe. And I mean, it's just cute. And then moving on to some anime. I have some of those Malaysia DVDs things. I know. They are all pirated, but a lot of these I just can't find. They're not licensed, and things like what is it called? Crunchyroll, and those generally don't show things in my in Norway where I live. So if I want to see these series, I can either download them illegally or I can buy these DVDs. So yeah, I have this one. It's called. Let me try to not butcher this. Renkin Q Magical Pokemon, something like that. It's basically about you have a vampire girl, a werewolf girl, a magical girl, and an android girl that gets sent from the world of supernaturals to our world and live together in a treehouse. I mean, it's completely silly, but yeah. And I have uh, Sugar Rune, the anime series. This one isn't the Malaysia one. It's basically somebody who has made this, put this on a DVD, probably downloaded and put it on there. I'm not really sure how they done it, but yeah, like I said again, this series isn't out anywhere, so yeah, it's the only way to get to see it. Kill la Kill. This will probably get a release, and then I might pick up the. If I like it, I will then pick up the real copy of it. But generally speaking, I don't feel bad about basically pirating something if it isn't available for me any other way. And generally then if I like a thing, I will then buy it if it becomes licensed and becomes available to buy in an official product. And then I have Kyokai no Kanata. And I have Oh My Goddess collection. Chapter 1 to 97. It basically also contains all those little snippets from the, what is this, the chibi goddesses or something like that. Basically, this one do exist. Parts of Oh My Goddess exists as an official product. However, it has been out of print for quite some time and is difficult to find. And also the TV episodes, as far as I know, are not available as an official product, so I mostly got it from that, because I will try to track down the official product of Oh My Goddess, because I have some of the DVDs, the single volumes, and I really think it's a fun series. And then I have Outbreak Company, and I have this one that I just finished watching. It is Kamisama no Anai Nichunobi. I probably butchered that. And this one has such an interesting premise. It's basically a world where people don't. As soon as people die, they become zombies, basically. But they don't become the brain-eating type. They just in the beginning, they just like before they die, they have the same personality. It's just like they blacks out and then they wake up a few minutes later. However, unless they're very, very careful, their sense of self-preservation takes over and they becomes extremely selfish and such. And the story follows who is a gravekeeper. Basically, gravekeepers, the only way people will stay dead is if they are buried by a gravekeeper. And think a bit like in Final Fantasy X, with how the summoners can send the unsent to the afterlife. That's basically gravekeepers. And it follows her, and she begins by feeling that she has to bury everyone of the deceased, and then she eventually starts to think that perhaps the deceased has a place. So, I mean, it begins rather slowly, but eventually it becomes a very good series. Okay, moving on to movies on DVD. I have The Recovery, Seeds of Destruction, I have Embrace of the Vampire. This is a remake of one that was made, was it in the early 90s? And this has gotten a lot of bad press, and I don't really think it deserves it. I think it was a pretty okay movie. Again, it moves very slowly. But I think the problem is that a lot of people hate remakes. So yeah, but really it's its own thing. It only really shares the title of the original, some few concepts, nothing more. So yeah, I think it was pretty okay. And then I have Blackwater Vampire. Again, a movie that a lot of people hate because it's basically Blair Witch Project with vampires, and I can see why some will have a problem with it because it basically shows too much. Blair Witch Project works because it can sort of be believed while you're watching the movie. You never see the monster directly. Here you do, it's even on the back of the cover. But yeah, I had fun with it, and I mean, I've seen so many vampire movies, so basically a found footage vampire movie, something different, just had to have it. And then I have Stains Gate, the movie. Haven't seen that yet. And then I have the two first movies of Cruella Magi Madoka Magica. The first movie is just the first half or so of the TV series, and the second movie is basically the rest of it plus a little bit more, and it's only really in the third movie that the story is expanded upon. But yeah, quite okay. And then I have Dragon's World. I have Guardian of the Realm. The Mini Witch. I just thought it was so cute. I just had to have it. And then I see we are getting this to be a pretty long video too. And then moving on to the last four items, which are PlayStation 3 games. I have Atelier, uh, Atelier Meruru. Apprentice of Ireland, and Atelier Tutori Adventure of Ireland lived in the same series. I have this is basically 2 and 3 of the series. I already have the first one. And then I have um, Castlevania Lords of Shadow Collection. This is basically Castlevania Lords of Shadow with the 2 downloadable content packs. It's Mirrors of Fate and Revere and Resurrection. Yeah, it's some of the downloadable content packs. So I already have Castlevania Lords of Shadow, but I wanted this for the downloadable compact things and because I collect Castlevania stuff. And we are currently playing it because I also got the second game in the series. So I just wanted to play this again, just to brush up on the story before we started the second game. I have the Lords of Shadow actually in the collector's edition, but I wanted that one as well. And then I have Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, and that was my haul. And yeah, again, like with the Venefica's occult findings haul I did yesterday, please let me know in the comments section if you want me to continue doing this, basically saving up things over several months and then doing a long mega haul, or if you want me to just do a monthly haul that doesn't get to be quite so endlessly long. Anyway, have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and blessed be.